I'm trying to figure out if I want to read these comments like this, or do I want to turn it? Is this weird for y'all? What? Can y'all hear me good? Because now I'm kind of covering up the speaker. Y'all can hear me fine? I need to be able to see what y'all saying, so I'm going to have to keep it right side up. What up? What up? I'm just checking on y'all. I'm in here bored. Nobody didn't come visit me today. Plus, it's mental health awareness month. So I'm turned up all month. Talk about depression, you struggling now? Man, I don't really know that much about depression, bro. To be honest with you. I think that it's, in my opinion, just standing in close proximity to it. I've never experienced it. But my assessment from afar is that it's an easy thing to misdiagnose. It's easy to diagnose yourself with something like that. Because it seems like every time we don't feel good about some shit, we go straight to that. We reach straight for that big ass word. Depression. I would say go to a skilled doctor and get diagnosed before just assuming that that's what the problem is. But it's definitely some serious shit. Did I see my boy Marv? Thoughts on Canelo. Canelo did work, man. He did work. Ain't nobody gonna beat him. Ain't nobody gonna beat him. Nobody 175, nobody at 168. Their best shot is to try and bring him all the way back down to 54 and dehydrate him. People use it lightly. I've been diagnosed with depression. Nothing to play with. Yeah, I agree. I don't think a lot of times people are playing with it though. I think people really think that they're depressed. Sometimes. I think we got there's a few terms being thrown around in the culture right now that are that became anecdotal as fuck, like anxiety, my brand, race baiting, woke culture. Oh, this is my favorite. Woke culture is just as dangerous as white supremacy. That's my favorite one. Between that one and you can't counter bigotry with more bigotry. That's a good one too. My brand and my catalog. What y'all been on? I'm about to go live with somebody in a minute. Y'all been taking care of yourselves? Ask me, have I been rapping? Not much. Just a little bit. I'm kind of getting tired of rapping. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. What's up with this with the Sorry Not Sorry song, the Khaled joint with Hov and Nas? Why am I hearing so many mixed feelings about it? What's y'all thoughts on it? What y'all think about it? Cause I heard some crazy shit. I read some crazy shit yesterday, and I was looking at brother Mice, his comments. He did a post about it. He said people was saying the whole verse was straight up garbage. Y'all agree with that? Y'all sure y'all not just comparing it to something previously that they did? You know, they set the bar pretty high. It's hard to not be active and then just go in there, you know, to do a verse for somebody and be like killing your best shit. Who did that? Who did the beat? Who did the beat on it? Was that Street Runner? A garbage whole verse? I don't know. That's going a little far. This nigga said my man said the whole verse is garbage on the song with Escobar. Damn, y'all some tough critics, man. Jesus. Y'all sound kind of crazy. All right, well, who can rap then? Who killing shit right now? Tell me that. Maybe I have a better understanding of like. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Afion, my boy. Yeah, who killing shit right now? I know you're gonna say Lil Baby. We all think Lil Baby is killing it. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Brother, let me just paint the picture for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you and M decided, hey man, let's put on tuxedos and just, do a fly ass grown man song, nothing to prove, bars. Let's have some fun. And y'all did that, right? It's nothing lyrically complex or like just over the top. It's just talking y'all shit about your accomplishments, where y'all are in life. Who's gonna hear that song and be like, they was garbage? If you do that, then you're just a hater, and you want to say negative things, and you want it to always be teenage level high octane delivery. I looked at that song as, oh, they in they opulent shit.
Mm-hmm.
They there's no way you could ever say Nas and Jay is garbage at anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my humble opinion. Like, as long as we've listened to them, we know what they're capable of. And even in the bars, they spitting slick shit. It's just not, they're not trying. It's effortless. It's cigar smoking,
Mm-hmm.
effortlessness. I don't know where the criticism's coming from, but if you haven't accomplished what they've accomplished and you're looking to just dissect and be an internet commenter, then you'll say some stuff like they had garbage verses, but I totally disagree.
Well, what are they measuring this? That's what I'm wondering. Like, who's lyrically killing it right now? Where whole Nas got to fucking reinvent the wheel when they
I'll wait.
and they
I'll
for
wait for that answer.
and they two whole 40-year-old men who've been rapping, who've been giving you classics for fucking 20 years, and now these niggas got to fucking give you the control verse when they come out of nowhere.
Yeah, the two of them, it's disrespectful to say that they have garbage verses on anything, because the two of them have given you at least 90 albums apiece, collaboration albums. Nas got Distant Relatives with Junior Gong. He got uh Jaden did 2 collab albums with someone we will not name. He's done his own 30,000 verses. Like, what else do you want from these niggas?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get the criticism. I really don't. That, again, I liken it to if you and M wanted to do just a chill, grown, we on vacation, we talking about the Fly Island, we talking about the hotel we just bought. If y'all wanted to do that and it's just like a laid back couple of verses, y'all earned that.
I don't think the people that's being like super critical, I don't think they taking into consideration how much they're fucking up the chances of somebody like me or you getting Nas or Jay to rap on some shit, because they're just gonna be like, yeah, I just did that. I gave Khaled a verse. People act like they wasn't, they wasn't.
Right.
So I'm chilling.
100%.
They don't have to rap.
They don't have to rap. And that's pretty much.
I'm trying to figure out how Khaled be getting niggas to rap, man. It's like bro. Like, what is it? What is it? What is it that he's doing? I mean, I get it. I talk to him all the time, and I know he's a very lovable guy. Like, he's very likable, extremely likable. But man, that's not enough. I've been around the industry long enough to know it's more than that, than people just liking you.
You know what it is? I think he's created the Puffy's White Party of album making. Back in the day, Puffy's White Party was just a place to be. Everybody knew when Puff joint came around, it was the place to show up. It's not like he overly produced a party. It wasn't the greatest party in the world. He didn't reinvent the party wheel, but because it's Puff and it's tradition, I think the artists are like, oh, okay, Khaled doing another joint. Khaled is really great at promoting. He got great energy. I think that's why they all show up for him, personally. It's a party on record.
Right.
But again, who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? I tell jokes for a living.
This nigga done did it like 5 times. It's like 5.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally running out of superstars to get songs.
And he's done it with all the Titans.
Mm-hmm. Except Marshall was the only one, I think, that he didn't get so far. I think he got everybody else.
Right. So I hear you saying you haven't rapped in a while.
I mean, I rapped last night, but
What'd you rap on last night? You did a song?
nah, yeah, I just laid a verse on something. I laid a verse on something. I don't know, man.
I get it, man. Look, you've done enough to where if you want to take a break from it, you could do that, because I guarantee you, most of us have not decoded your first 3 albums. You have what, 13?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
That's the problem, man. I'm getting old. I'm starting to forget shit. My knees starting to hurt. You know what I mean?
The great thing is you don't need your knees for them bars. You're not a basketball player, so you're gonna be able to come back, pick the mic up whenever you want.
My proverbial knees.
Oh yeah. Look, I get it.
You know, it's like, it's not like I can't come up with something, or like I'm uninspired. It's nothing like that. It's just I'm at a point in life where it's like everything has to be with, like, it has to be purposeful. So I got to be able to find some fulfillment in it, and I'm just, it's just becoming harder and harder for me to be fulfilled with something that I'm doing, because it's like I can give it to you however you want it, but it don't mean that I'm gonna feel like this needs to be out. This needs to be presented to people. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. And then it's shit just different now. I'm getting older, so I'm starting to do that thing that we do when we start to get a little bit older. We start to think a little bit more. I hate thinking, man. I hate thinking, because thinking is pesky, man. It gets in the way of the vibe. You know what I mean? Because I really, really quick and easily I can come up with a reason why I shouldn't say something.
Oh yeah. And that has a lot to do with our culture right now. They're giving you reasons to have to think. And you know, you're known for taking on any challengers. You take on, you know, bloggers or commenters. And so yeah, for someone like yourself, like a Talib, you guys are active with standing up for what you believe in and being verbal about it. So I think I think when you feel it, when you filter out all of those thoughts and emotions,
Mm-hmm.
get to the point where you stop thinking and just say, all right, I said what I said. And I mean, you've already done that, but you'll have to get back to it once you whatever's going on right now, you'll filter through all of that and get back to what you do best, which is just do Royce. You know, if you like it, that's all that matters.
You ever thought about this? This question may not apply to you, but you may have an answer because you master the art of multitasking, which I've never been able to do. But have
Mm-hmm.
you ever thought about? Do you have thoughts of like how long you would be rapping? Like, have you ever put a thought into your mind of like I'm gonna rap until I'm a certain age? You know how Andre 3000 earlier,
Mm-hmm.
not trying to be rapping past my 30s,
Right.
and he almost crippled himself by doing that.
Right.
By putting something into his head that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when it comes to rap, I'm not in y'all's category, right? So I can say I'm not gonna rap tomorrow. I'm gonna stop rapping tomorrow. Even though I write for other people. I get on verses every now and then. When it comes to comedy and what I really am known for, I don't think about it. I really genuinely feel like I'm doing this till the wheels fall off. But
there,
with rapping,
yeah,
I get it.
there's no stigma associated with talented, funny people and age. Y'all be up there with gray hair and still be cool as shit.
Right.
It's very difficult to be cool in such a stigma culture. It's very difficult because most guys are afraid to like get older. So like very
Right.
run across like a Nas or a Black Thought who like embrace aging,
Mm-hmm.
be younger, and not trying to like, do what kids are doing and shit like that. To me, when you do that, you look even.
But that's what sorry not sorry is. They're
Mm-hmm.
embracing where they are in life right now, today. They wasn't trying to be their 20-year-old selves.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very grown, opulent song. That's what they talking about. Nas talking about investing in crypto. Jay, Jay talking about unprecedented run. He's had an unprecedented run. He's right. What more can you literally? What more can I say? What more can you say?
Yeah, I
I had
think.
a funny joke at the end of my stand-up special that talks about that. Like, do we really want to see Jay-Z at 80 on stage? And then I reenact what I thought that would be. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think so. I think
we,
I think rap is gonna be in that place where it's gonna be
well,
not.
it's gonna have to be
Yeah,
because we've never seen an 80-year-old rapper. It's still young.
because people go see the Eagles and the fucking who else is the Rolling Stones? Is it the Rolling Stones? Who was that? That
Yep.
just
Rolling Stones,
yeah.
U2, all of them, they getting bread.
I know I go on the road, Marshall, and I'm telling you now, bro, that right there don't have to ever stop. That, I mean, even if it's overseas,
Right.
don't even seem like it got a time limit on it.
Nah.
Because you see this motherfucker hit the stage, and then you see little bitty kids in the front row, rapping songs that came out before they were born.
Right.
That's kind of like that's a crazy fucking thought, man.
But that's timeless. And that's a blessing to be able to have that catalog because the time you came out and before you, we can name a whole lot of rappers that had one hit and maybe not even a hit. They had one release,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know where they at right now.
Yep, I could throw some names out there. When you talk,
Mm-hmm.
like, because I know when I first came into the game, I was just talking to my youngins about this. Thing was to be able to rap good. Like, you had to know how to. You had to be good at rapping.
Had to.
Everybody was spitting.
Yep.
And it wasn't like so. And then you had to get a record deal too.
Mm-hmm.
Thing, you know what I mean? Like they were like self-contained, independent motherfuckers, but that was like something that was unique to the South. That made it its own fucking world. You know what I mean? Like before social media and shit like that, where everybody was just kind of like running around and bumping into each other everywhere.
Yep.
Everything. Niggas was getting their ass beat for fighting niggas styles.
You couldn't bite. You had to be original. That was the goal and the rule back then.
But that you know what this would probably not even believe they would have just had to been there when Wu-Tang was like on top. The way it was outside. They wouldn't even believe it.
No.
Them niggas was like literally running shit. You know what I'm saying? Like running the clubs. You know, like you go to the strip club, every other stripper got a Wu-Tang tattoo on their leg or on their ass. Meth was literally like Pac. You know what I'm saying? It's like that was a crazy ass time, bro.
It was a great time. And you know, there's a lot to be said about the Southern rappers, how much their business acumen changed the game. And shout out to them, Master P and all those guys. But no one really talks about RZA enough to how he masterminded getting these guys separate deals, as opposed to them being Wu-Tang and then all of them have the same deal on the same label or different, you know, solo deals on one label. He spread that shit out
Mm-hmm.
across the board. And to my knowledge, I mean, I don't know, you know, behind the scenes, I saw the documentary and I'm sure they had some issues there, but overall, I think they all still eating pretty well.
Nah, they built something. They built something that's always gonna generate. So free from here to across the street. But I mean, shit, you can. All Ray got to do. I know for a fact. Raekwon, Ghost, Meth. Raekwon, Ghost, and Meth for sure. All they would have to do is hand you their phone and be like, "Yo, I need you to just line a few things up for me real quick. I need to go make 250 real quick." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's always gonna be Wu-Tang money out there. Rather it's merchandise. That's the effect that classic shit has on the culture. You know,
100%.
they grab
100%.
like everything they did. You could tell that they were shooting for important. You know what I mean? Shit that they were doing was literally leasing it, and it was finding a place in the culture. You know what I mean? Like it didn't just exist like on some now. You know what I mean? Like they literally found its place on some forever shit.
Well, Ghost and Ray on the verses, that was a good reminder for us of how great these motherfuckers are. Back to back, that was one of the most hip hop verses we've heard. Like back to back, song for song. The amount, the levels of hip hop that was in each song, and just bars and complexities and classic material. Like that shit was ridiculous.
But
Spice Adams on here talking about Spice talking about Royce the 6'3".
I got one of those. I got one of those jog your
David Banner.
you know how some songs trigger like nostalgia? Like
Mm-hmm.
songs do that for me, like Summertime by Will Smith and shit like that. Like when songs do that particular memory, that's when the song is great. So like Criminology, every time I hear that beat or any part of the song, I don't care if it's just the hook, I don't care if it's just like a little snippet,
Right.
it takes me exactly to the moment when I crashed my big brother's car. I was driving and the brakes went out on me and I went right into a fucking tree. And I was blasting Criminology over and over and over again. I had it on a single cassette. I had the purple tape, but I had criminology on the single. I think on the other side, it was something else.
That's crazy. I remember exactly where I was for certain songs too.
Hell yeah. That nigga Ray, that chain he had with the spider on it, I wanted that chain.
Right. Nigga, Sucker MC was the first song I ever learned, bar for bar. I was in Germany at the time.
Sucker MC.
Sucker MC.
That's the first one you learned bar for bar?
First hip hop song I ever learned.
So when you say you learned it bar for bar, you saying did that make you want to rap, or it just made you want to like memorize it?
It just made me want to memorize that song. I had no see when I started rapping was just fun. I had no idea that or no plans to like pursue it as a career.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, it was just so I could recite that shit at parties along with the record. That was how, inspiring that shit was.
Yeah, mine's is my first record that I wanted to memorize was I'm bad, LL Cool J. I'm bad, rock because me and my brother we used to perform it at the house, like do the routine.
Yeah. Me and my brother used to do You're a Customer, EPMD. That's the first duo song we learned.
Them niggas don't get mentioned enough, man, in certain conversation.
That's my favorite hip hop group of all time. Most people would say Tribe, but EPMD was mine.
Did E. Sermon, did he miss?
Did he what?
Did he miss?
Did he miss what?
Did he miss ever?
No, because here's the thing about EPMD. Most of the rappers that we love that came on the scene after them use an EPMD sample or a song that EPMD sampled in the same way, like DMX, Where My Dog's At.
Right.
That's EPMD.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Get the Bozak. That's EPMD. Jay-Z, Ain't No Nigga. That's EPMD. They used it first. So not to say that two people can't sample the same thing, but what I'm saying is they were so influential as those two Def Jam artists. They were so huge. They influenced all of our favorite rappers of today.
Yeah, E. Sermon did. He did get his hands on all the chops, all the important chops first.
Yep.
I know that Ain't No Nigga one. Jazzo did that, right? Yeah, because that's the one. That's the one that's else on. All the drums, everything is already there.
It's all there.
He just looped it and rapped over it. It's like a break beat.
It's all there. But these kids don't know about that history.
You think the way that the technology is evolving, it's crippling them. Like there's certain things that they don't need to learn because they're reliant on the technology that does a lot of things for you.
To a degree. It's kind of like somebody that don't know their own city because they use GPS too much.
Right.
You haven't given yourself the opportunity to just memorize how to go certain places. So to a degree, but I'm not one of the old niggas that knock technology because I use it to my advantage, But I do think, to your point, you got to learn some other shit though. You can't just rely on the technology because when the technology fails, what else do you have? What else is your foundation that you can rely on as opposed to pushing buttons?
Yeah, I get concerned sometimes, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you because it feels like you ever see those tutorials on YouTube, like a loop tutorial, and then somebody's trying to teach you how to make like a New York style beat, like that'll a trap style beat, and then the way that they do it is exactly like to a T how like the average beat sounds. Every generation has like like average beat sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Complicated so much. You know what I mean? Like you got the people who are masterful at it, then you got all of the people who rush space to try to duplicate it who just sound like something missing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's literally like these YouTube tutorials where they're teaching you how to like, and like the way that they're doing it is completely on the doing things for you. So it's like it's almost like watching somebody who doesn't have to be musically inclined. All they
Right.
good at is playing video games or like tech. All they have to really be is really good at using the software and then
Yeah.
manipulate whatever they want. So it's like whatever natural inclination for music that they would have, they won't even know how to apply that because they've been taught to just use the software a certain way. I mean, there's ways to, it's genius ways to do all of that shit. I seen people like fucking Hit Boy, the way he used Fruity Loops is like that's some other shit.
Ninth Wonder.
Yeah. Oh, he used Fruity Loops? I thought he used Machine.
That's what he may use it now, but he's famous for telling the story of when he did Threats for Jay-Z in 20 minutes, and Jay gave him the sample that he wanted him to of Threats. He said, "I want you to let me know what you can do to this," and he says, "All right, cool. Give me a second." He goes down the hallway and on Fruity Loops, he chops up Threats and comes back
Hmm.
with the beat, and Jay murders it. Obviously, he did it on
Nice.
Fruity Loops.
Okay, so he like Mr. Porter. Like Mr. Porter, if something new comes out, like if a new software comes out or something new, he just gotta go get it and learn it. He gotta learn it.
Right.
So it's like he like favors a lot of new things because the vocals in the same session that he making the beat and all of that, and it's just easy for him to maneuver that way. But if I
Right.
was I I need you to do me a beat, but I need you to make it in reason, or I need you to make it in Reaper or Ableton. That motherfucker can use all of that shit.
Right.
He can do some better than others, but
Right.
there is no program. He's like, nah, I've never used that before.
He know it all.
Yeah, he just make himself learn things.
See, I wish I was more motivated to learn technology. Like I know some of this shit, but if I knew more, I'd be 10 times better at the content that I create.
Editing and stuff.
More so music, because I produce, but I know like the bare basics of production. I know enough to play by ear. I know enough to replay something if I'm doing a parody, but I just don't have enough music knowledge to really fuck with chords and changes and all that kind of shit to bring the musicality out.
Right. But you sample and shit, right?
Nah, I was never into sampling because I always had a mindset of I don't want to have to go pay pay nobody to use their shit.
See?
As dope as it is, I just don't want to go. I always believe in ownership with
Mhm.
everything I do, and I don't want to pay nobody.
Yeah, see, that's the same. We're not necessarily ownership. My son said, like he started. He never even introduced sampling into his lexicon. Like he went straight to just chords,
Yeah,
their vibes, and drums. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was like, why don't you sample? Nah, I don't really want to sample. I don't really like sampling. I'm like, how do you know if you like it? Have you even tried it?
right,
You know what I mean? And it's like
right,
just having to think about the hoops you had to jump through to clear something, or not wanting to go through the business part of something, and that being the sole reason why you don't do something creatively. I just hate that. I don't like
I hate all that shit.
that.
When I was doing a TV show a while back, and I had to get a song cleared, and I told the music supervisor, I said, "Yo, it's a fucking parody. Like we don't need to clear this." She was like, "No, we do. We got to clear it. We got to pay for it." And I was mad. And then I found out it was a it was a Dilla uh, song that I didn't know. I didn't realize it was that he was gonna get the credit for it, but I was okay after that. But the process of going through it was just like,
Yeah, it could be hell. It could be hell because once these motherfuckers who own catalog, who like at first when hip hop first start pulling from people like Bob James and all these guys, their first reaction was fuck is this?
Right.
Like, back to my music. This isn't art. You know what I mean? Like, it started off that way. Once
Yeah.
people see that it was a whole new genre evolving and it was like a whole new way of approaching things, you know what I mean? Those guys are like musicians. Like
Mm-hmm.
a doom 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 doom.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being Bob James and hearing that and not understanding what everybody about that so much.
Well, he said that, and not getting to pay. He didn't get paid for them joints, them early joints,
Hmm.
because it was such a wild wild west landscape. It wasn't regulated.
Right.
He was just sampling hip hop. Early years was just sampling and just running with that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as soon as they seen that it was money in it like that, and everybody started like, oh, you saw you saw
Right.
catalog if you turn everybody down. You got to play ball with the catalog, otherwise you're not gonna make no money.
Right. Exactly.
Tell everybody no, you know what I mean, and guard your art with your life. You know what I'm saying? And just don't fucking sit, not be, self-serving to you at all. Man,
Right.
I'm glad they did start playing ball, but they definitely once people seen how much money was in it, they start taxing it. Wow, wow, wow. Like,
As they do with everything.
yeah, Boblo boat that I did with Cole,
Yeah.
them niggas, they did something. I was just like, bro. I think Cole had to get on the phone with the dude. He got on the phone. He had to get on the phone with the dude and talk to him and talk him into clearing it. They tried.
Wow.
And Dre tried to replay it. And close to a heart attack. Like feeling when you like walking down some carpeted stairs in your socks and you like miss a step.
Many a times.
You have when you
Yeah.
fall and you think you're about to fall. Like, dog, that's how I felt when I heard the replay. Because the nigga Dre, that nigga, his energy stays like his morale and his good energy just stays up at all times.
Right.
Never down. He always smiling. He always in a good mood. He ain't never like drunk. He always positive. So he hit me and was like, "Yo, we murdered it. It's better. It's better. It's better than the original." I was like, "Oh shit, man!" I turned that shit on, bro. I almost had a panic attack. I'm not good at that. I'm not good. I'm not good at hearing things a different way after I'm married to it.
Yeah. You have a rigid you have a rigid creativity.
That's a that's a bumpy road for me, bro. That's a bumpy road for me. Especially if you reapproach it and go a totally different direction, like that, in every single way. You know what I mean? Like,
So you're not good with remixes. You don't
uh,
like remixes.
yeah, I can remix it, but I'm gonna redo everything. Yeah, like I'm gonna redo everything because listen, every verse don't go to everything, man, and it's not.
Nah.
It's not just about tempo. It's not.
Mm-mm.
Like you can do something that's the exact same tempo and else, and you can snap them together. They they can coexist and not be out of a pocket, but that don't mean they match.
Right.
Like raps, it doesn't work like that with raps.
No, it doesn't.
Like it's to me, it's a such thing as a perfect verse. Maybe not a perfect album, maybe not a perfect artist, but there's there's definitely a such thing as a perfect verse. Like Dr. Dre's G Thing verse, you can't imagine anything else there.
At all.
What else could you put there? Add one fucking extra word to that verse and you ruin the whole song. That's when you know it's special. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what you're shooting for. You can't just remix anything.
No. You can't.
Like what other way can you approach Black Rob Woe? Like what would be an alternative approach to that song?
Jay-Z PSA.
It's one way.
Can't do it. I even get that panic attack you feel? I get the same way when I listen to DJs that don't let the song breathe. Like you'll hear the beginning of a PSA or like a very popular song, and then they'll play like just the intro, and you get all amped. Like you cannot play Pharoah Monch, Simon Says, and just give me the intro, and then all of a sudden when we about to drop the bam 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 bam, you go into another fucking song. What is your problem? you, huh?
Nobody in New York did that.
Hey, listen,
That's got to be like South.
there are DJs now, more so now, that just, they'll play. You know what? I'll challenge you. There is a New York DJ, a very popular one, whose name I won't say. He'll go from the beginning of Simon Says and go into like Puerto Rico, Frankie Cutlass, and then, but it's all like 10 seconds each. And I'm like, yo, if you don't get the fuck off the table.
On the radio? Or
live, radio. That shit gets on my nerves, bro. I feel like about that like you do about remixes. That shit gets on my fucking nerves.
You DJ too, don't you?
Huh?
You DJ too?
Nah. I used to when I was like 12, but I don't have like tables and that. I'm sure if I got tables and started practicing, I could do it again.
Dog, here go a fun fact. I bought turntables before I started wanting to rap. I was hanging around my man's DJs, and like at one of them stores with them, and like all they kept talking about is DJs. So I went, got my paycheck. I can't remember where I was working, and I bought one Technique 1200. I don't think I bought two of them. I bought one because I remember it was like a certain scratch that I kept doing over and over and over. Yeah, I bought a mixer too. I just kept doing over and over. I got good at just one scratch. It was like I did that over and over and over. I ain't learned how to mix it. I ain't get that far into it because like by the time I got bored with like scratching, I just started rapping.
Right. Yeah. I was oh yeah, see, I do club body roll. You was asking me about it the other day on my live. I'm a playlist curator now.
Mm-hmm.
I play the whole song and I just play it with a lot of things that match it.
That's for the ladies.
Huh?
That's for the ladies.
Yeah, that's for the ladies.
You be in there with the lights turned low and shit.
Oh yeah, you got to do that. You got to set the mood.
And they just sit in there. They just sit in there and just listen.
No, they don't just listen. They be talking like a motherfucker on the chat. Like the chat be lit the whole time. It's just going, and they be talking about everything, everything, everybody. They be feeling away, they be feeling sexy. I be setting the mood.
I remember I went to a fucking it was a Tyrese room in Clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
He was in there playing just playing music, and people were just sitting there listening. It was really, really, really weird. Really weird.
Yo, I've been in there before.
What's that?
And randomly you'll hear some chick say, "Oh my God, that's my song," and then just mute the mic again. Like,
is that like that? That's some quarantine shit, right? Like that's not a thing, right?
it's quarantine. That's when I started doing it. Was during the pandemic. I have thought about doing R&B parties because I just feel like I'm wrapped out. Like I can't go to another party where we're standing on the couch and it's trap and it's fun for the moment for one song, but for me, I can't do bottle service floating past your head. I want an R&B soul party. I wanted to do those, so that's what made me start doing it during the pandemic.
Yeah, like R&B live used to be.
Yeah, but nah. R&B live was more live band, and it was still too Hollywood. Only letting certain people in. It's overcrowded.
Right.
But for me, that's a little too much. I'm just talking about a nice lounge where I'm playing nothing but R&B and slow songs, just to get a grown people party.
Right.
It has to be people that are into that specific thing.
Yeah, Sounds safe. It don't sound like you're going there and freaking get mugged.
Hey, yeah, you could wear some rayon in there and be all right. You're not gonna leave with your shit.
You know what I
Told
mean? Wow. I'm
yeah, man.
out with Q-Tip and Tariq. Where them niggas be hanging out at? I'm gonna hang out where they hang out at. They seem like they hang out at safe places
100%.
where people have coffee and shit.
Shit, or like Toby and Wigway, I'm gonna just hang out with my family at the crib.
That nigga, boy, that you know he ain't going nowhere.
I got nothing but respect for that dude.
Come on, man, he get it. He
Yep.
get
Paige Kennedy on here.
Paige, what up, my G?
Page. That's a little rapping ass dude too.
My boy Paige, he ain't gonna get tired of rapping.
Nah, he always rapping. He'll release he'll release 4 mixtapes a month on you if you let him.
Paige, you got something at your crib you be recording on, or you still be going to the studio? Let me find out. Paige still paying for studio time.
I think he's paying for studio time. He got money though.
Yeah, see, he got money.
Yeah, he got that network money. Hey man, I'm about to go jump over and eat. Are you about to you staying on live and telling people why you're not rapping no more for a few hours?
I never. I just said I'm getting tired of. I'm getting tired of it. Not having really that much fun. Maybe I
I
just
get
need
it.
some. Maybe I just need somebody to come in here and like, I don't know, and remind me why we used to have fun doing the shit. You know, the quarantine got you got everybody like we in school and we on suspension or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like punishment.
At some point I'm coming to Heaven Studios. Soon as my shit
Come on, man, don't drink
open up.
time. You getting the vaccine?
Nope.
Come on in.
You?
Take a wild guess.
All right. I'll see you at look, we one and the same. I'll see you at Heaven Studios, my dude.
Come on in, man. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. No need to put foreign substances into our bodies. I've
Nope.
done enough of them,
I'm about to drink some ginger and turmeric tea right now.
and you'll be fine. All right, go
Mm.
ahead, my G. Always good to talk to you, man.
Always, my guy.
All right, peace.
Salute.
My boy. Palestine lives matter. You absolutely right. Y'all should make that a thing. For real, for real. Why people still got to say that they like what the fuck is really going on? Where that shit like that still has to get said. This shit is like fucking the Matrix. Hold on, man. I don't know how to do this. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody got to come up here and teach me how to use my telephone device, man. I feel like an old man. Doom, 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 doom. Hold on, y'all. Send me some beats too, y'all. Where YB and Corday been at? Why he ain't released no music? What he been doing? What all the killers been up to? What's up with What's up with fucking Kendrick? Man? Where Kendrick? You out there?
What?
Where Kendrick at? Where he hiding at? Where y'all hiding him?
I think he in Bel Air. I had to get the decorum of what you and Atheon was doing. So
What you doing?
again?
I didn't just have this on right now, as hot as it is.
What on?
Huh?
What on? Oh, the hat.
This. I had to match y'all niggas.
It wasn't planned. It just happened.
What's up, man?
What's up, my nigga? How you been?
Shit, I've been in anticipation. Anticipation is a funny thing. That's kind of a cool space to be in. I mean, I'm really impatient as it is, but I guess that's a cool way to be, because I got this. I got my new show that's starting Wednesday, the Upshaws, with me, Mike Epps, Kim Fields, and Wanda Sykes on Netflix.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Hey, that's crazy, because me and Afion was there together. You know, going out for that show. Afion is a beast, bro. That nigga's so talented, man.
He do everything.
He do everything. You know.
Let me ask you this: is it page? Like, is it hard to find? I don't know, finding work. Is the proper phrase to use? But is it hard to like find roles, especially during the pandemic, and then like the whole shift, movies not to theaters anymore?
I think what it is like, obviously when the pandemic was like last year at this time, so we had to stop shooting. We started shooting last January, and we went all the way to March, and then, you know, they shut the world down, so we had to stop in the middle of our shit. And they told us we was just stopped for 2 weeks. And remember, I told you I'm impatient, so I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do for 2 weeks? Because I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the character, in the groove. You know, like, I got my fitness is right, and, you know, I'm looking like fucking young Terry Crews in this bitch, and I was excited. And then they say 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks turned to like 8 months of nothing. So we came back to work around September, and we finished out the season. But bro, it's been tough, man. I haven't booked another job since this one, you know. And I had all type of auditions. I had crazy auditions, but things are just different now. It's not as many projects going on, because they got to pay probably like another $600,000 per episode just to get all of the COVID protocol things that they have to do. Because, you know, when we were filming, we had to have a mask, we had to have a shield, we had to have, nigga, we look like we going into surgery every day.
Had to have one, what, just to be on set, like while you wasn't shooting?
Yeah, we had to take a COVID test literally every day. Every morning we got to set, we had to take a COVID test and then sit in our trailer until it come back before we could even go to set.
That's crazy, man.
Every day, bro.
That's crazy.
So it got kind of weird, because like when you're doing a comedy, you used to looking at people, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't get to look at each other until literally when we're about to shoot. So the difference between like a regular show and a sitcom is
I'm frozen?
Oh, maybe it was me. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. So Martin is like a sitcom where everything is just like right here, right? You never get to see the other side, because that's where the audience is. But like a regular show, you can see a whole house, you know what I'm saying? Or a movie, you see 3 dimensions.
Right.
Well, with the sitcom, you rehearse 2 to 3 days a week, and then you film on the tape day. You know what I mean? So we didn't see each other until we actually had to film on tape day. All our rehearsals, we just fully covered. So that was kind of different. But
So
yeah, man, I don't know how everybody.
Y'all was rehearsing with y'all faces covered, everything covered.
Yes.
Y'all can hear each other, not see each other.
Exactly. That's weird as hell. And then when we finally take it off, you feel naked because like you've been all week, you've had this on all day, you rehearse with it on, you table read, everything is like that. So when you take it off, you just feel like weird. But you know, we got through it.
And then y'all rehearsing new material every week, right? Every week is for a new show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, how does that go? You gotta memorize all that shit.
Yeah, but it's not like a play. Like a play, you got to memorize everything. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing a TV show, you really only have to like memorize your lines for that particular scene that you're doing, and then when that's over, then you gotta memorize the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on how many lines you got, like if you like James Spader on Boston Legal, it's like because every scene you got these long ass monologues. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the memorization is like a muscle. It's like when I used to rap so much, I never used to write my raps down because I was doing it so frequently. I just make my raps in my head and keep them there, But then once I stopped using that muscle like that, there was no, like, I couldn't even remember my damn raps after I write them bitches down. So it's a muscle.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah, I know you always say you struggle. Even though I be sitting there trying to watch it too. I be watching your shows trying to say, all right, this nigga gotta fuck up because he can't remember his shit. I never see you fuck up, bro.
What?
How many shows have I seen of yours? I never see you mess up.
Where were you in proximity to the speaker?
Different places, either right there in front, on the side, on the stage with you, far back. I've been in all all type of places. So you saying you mess up a lot?
Paige, every show.
Every show?
Every last one.
Wait, give me an example of messing up. Like you a slur a word, or you a what's the most egregious mess up you've had?
Oh, that's a lengthy window. What do you mean?
Like did you ever have a brain fart completely?
Of course.
Where you just lost the whole thing? Did Vicious or did the Slaughterhouse, like, they picked you up and you call back on, or did you ever?
I'm a drunk, bro. I'm a drunk. Let's come back to reality here, okay?
I never, bro.
But remember, you still talking to the old Royce when we talking about fuck ups. Like I've recorded and written so many raps. There used to be a point in time where the process of me writing it and then going in the booth and recording it will make me memorize it just from laying it down.
Yeah.
Now my brain does not retain things unless I go rehearse. I have to go and memorize separate. I don't just memorize things. I don't care how much I listen to it. I have to go and specifically listen to it to memorize it.
So when you were going, when you and Vish were going on, I forget what tour that was, but I know that y'all came here. You had to rehearse like a lot before you even go out on the road, because just to rememorize all of these songs.
Especially when I start getting in groups.
It should be easier then.
Huh?
I thought it would be easier then. Once you're in a group, you got less to say.
Yeah, with Slaughterhouse was easy once we got the showdown, and then you got 3 other people that can back you up. Me and Crook was like notorious for not knowing none of our raps. Because once it comes out, like I'll record it and then I'll listen to it, as far as going over it to approve the mixes and do the mixes and shit like that. But once it comes out, it's yours. It's yours. It's yours now. So I never go back and listen to it. I just move on to the next thing. So doing Slaughter it, you know, like some of those songs are just embedded in my brain just from perform. Like we went on tour for like, we were like gone for like 7 years. You know what I mean? And then when I did Prime, I jumped into Prime mode. You know what I mean? So going back to Slaughterhouse required me to go rememorize that shit. And then going back to old shit of mine solo, some shit I don't even attempt to perform or memorize, rememorize.
Okay, so let me tell you like my biggest issue. For one, I don't really do shows like that just because I don't know how to use my voice. Like I get hoarse like immediately. So on the third song, I'll be done because I don't know how to use my voice. So I never like perform a lot. Because I just blow my voice out all the time. But what about when you shooting a video? Because I fucking suck at that too. And like trying to memorize my shit enough to shoot the video. You ever had that issue?
Of course.
So that led me to ask you this. Is that why you weren't on the actual physical video of the K Slay 50 MCs joint thing?
No, that's not why. That was only 8 bars.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't on that because Slay how, Slay Slay is he one of our great ones and he a legend. And he knows it. So like he'll literally like call you and you know we'll be talking and then he'll go, "Oh yeah, by the way, I got this joint. I need you to lay 8 bars on, and I need it by such and such time." You know what I mean? So when I was like, "All right, okay," now he had called me before one time before that, and I wasn't able to do it, so I didn't want to tell Slade no 2 times in a row.
Right.
I was like, "All right, yeah." He sent me the beat, and I laid the 8 bars. I sent it back to him, and then he hit me like maybe 2 weeks later and was like, "Oh yeah, yo." Oh, because when I did it, he was like, "I'm right at my deadline right now. I need it right now. I need it right now." So I did it. I got it back to him. 2 weeks later, he calls me and goes, "Yo, what's the chances of you being able to shoot that verse?" And I was like, what do you mean shoot it?" you know, just shoot just shoot footage of you rapping the verse. I was like, "Oh, you mean like a video?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was thinking to myself, like, is that what they doing now? I was trying to like wrap my brain around what he was asking me to do. Like nobody had ever asked me to do that before. So I'm like, all right, let me try to figure this out. So I'm like calling around trying to find like camera crews and shit.
Yeah.
Somebody that can come like shoot me because he was like, you can just shoot yourself. You can just use iPhone footage and
Use
just
the iPhone.
I couldn't figure out how to do that. Like I couldn't figure out a way to do that I feel comfortable with. You know what I mean? So I was just like, and I was on it. I was like calling people and scheduling for people to come up here, and I was gonna try to just shoot something in a couple different places and get a couple different angles, and then just send him the stock footage.
Yeah.
And then before I could get it back to him, I guess
Saw it you saw it on YouTube already.
said something. He was like, "Yo," something like, "Don't even worry about it." Like it was like something that would imply that he was irritated. I was taking too long.
Yo, he did the same thing to me. He called and he was like, "Yo, I need 8 bars," and I was like, "All right, bet. Send the beat." And he sent the beat, and the beat was hard as hell. So I was like, "All right, bet." And I hadn't been rapping for a second, but I was like, "All right, let me just go knock this out." But then I had saw the 50 joint, so I was like, "Wait a minute." He didn't ask me to do this video thing. He never asked that, but because I saw it already, I'm assuming that he just thinks that I just supposed to know this. So I'm like, wait, you want me to go make a whole video for you and just send it? Am I supposed to pay for me making this video to send it to you? But he said the same thing. He's like, you could just do it real simple. So I just went and did my shit at fucking Costco. And then I just sent them the footage.
When he sent me that text, I had to call him. And I was like, hey, what you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, listen, man. I told him that you have icon entitlement. And I was like, I understand how you feel because Preem is the same way. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have been like a big deal for so long that you expect things the way, that you expect for them to be at all times because it's been so many years that people have been just like delivering things. You know what I mean? I was like, I just need for you to understand that, like, I'm doing this out of love for you. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you asked me to do something and I'm trying to do that. And he was just, nah, I ain't mean it like that. Man, I'm just, like, I'm passionate. He started talking about, he started saying he passionate and shit. And I was like, man, I'm not asking you to not be passionate. I just want to make sure that you understand I'm not trying to, like, spin you in any type of way. Cause it's like, we go to that place, man. Like, in this culture, we expect to be treated like that before anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just needed him to know this first time he asked me to do anything like that. So I ain't know, like, that wasn't no I could just like snap my finger and just get done and be comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like, and then like I wasn't gonna be there for the edit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just editing no footage of me where I can't approve it. And then I know it was 49 other people on the song.
So wait, when you watched it and you saw what they did, how'd you feel about that?
Which part?
When they showed you when you was doing I forget what that was called where you did.
Oh, you talking about the footage of me that he used to improvise?
Right.
I mean, he made it happen. You know what I mean? Shit, he's a fucking decorated DJ. You know what I mean? Like, that's easy work for him. He made it happen. I didn't look at it and like, I wasn't
No,
like,
I said that.
huh?
The reason I said that is because you and Elzai are super particular about everything that you do, like about how you look, about your gear that you got on, about like how aesthetically things are. Y'all like are super particular about that, and especially in videos. And so that's why I was wondering, like, all right, you didn't even want to do it yourself unless it was gonna be to a certain level. And so when you saw it and you saw yourself with these like pieces that were additive to the video, I was wondering, were you like, okay, well, all right, cool, whatever. I wasn't gonna be able to get it done, so you had to do what you had to do.
I was gonna be able to get it done
On your
I was in the process of doing it.
Hey, yo, Twitter wants to know, are you ever going to come back as the funny, sarcastic Royce from 2013?
That hurts my feelings.
What?
talking about, are they talking about on songs?
No, remember there was a time period when you was first finding your personality and you were being super funny. Like, it's something I think I like tweeted. I don't know who it was. It was a girl, because I'd be writing anything on Twitter. I think it was some rapper. Maybe it was like Charlie Baltimore or somebody tweeted something and I responded and I was like, something Ma. Like, I was like, yeah, okay, Ma, or something like that. And you said, get Ma the fuck out of here, because I used the word Ma. So you was like super sarcastic and witty and funny on Twitter, just like you was just having fun. And no one had ever seen that part of your personality publicly until you started doing it like in the music and on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about? Or am I just spinning wheels here?
I mean, I guess you referring to like, we first started getting adjusted to social media, like, I didn't unlock a new like portal to my personality. I was being myself, but I probably hadn't shown that side of myself prior to, maybe because I was too busy being drunk and angry.
No. And I think that was like indicative in the music too. I think your music had started to become more of that part of your personality too. Like the funny, sarcastic thing that I don't know if we had really seen before.
Yeah. I, I was stuck, bro. I was stuck. When I was angry in song, I was stuck. I couldn't rap about nothing else. Like
Hmm.
I go in the studio and be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna make a record about something different tonight. After about a half pint in,
There you have it. You get fucking Death is Certain, which you hate, and I love to death.
I don't hate it. I never said that.
Well, you don't hate it, but it's not one of your favorites because of the time period you was going through in it. But man, oh man.
And let me clarify. It's not that it's not one of my favorites. It's just I can't listen to it.
Oh.
Oh, that is. I can't listen to it because it takes me back to a time, to a space.
I'm going to ask you, what is this? Where are you?
Huh?
Where are you right
At my studio?
now? You in heaven right now?
Mm-hmm.
But what room is this? Because this don't look like the room I'm in usually.
Oh no, I changed the whole studio since you've been here. This is my
Oh,
room. This is my A room.
is this where we usually are?
Mm-hmm.
And you just read it so it's not as dark anymore.
I mean, I could make shit dark in here, but I had it like that before. But I got tired of sitting in a room that's dim lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my essentials for vibe is it's changing. You know what I'm saying? Like it used to be like a bottle, turn the lights down a little bit, turn the beat up real loud. Now I like the lights bright. I don't like
Yeah.
walking around in almost the dark and shit.
Dang, man. You just be switching up the. So wait, do you still pace?
Yeah.
You know how you used to just like couldn't sit down, you would just have to be moving like on the go for hours?
Yeah, I feel like that. Depending on what I'm doing. If I'm writing, for sure. I can't sit down and write.
Hey, are you involved in Doge? What's your stance on that?
And what?
In Dogecoin?
I don't have a stance on it. I mean, I don't really I don't really do too well with things that new things that hip hop gets made is becomes privy to, and then they crowd a space. Like everybody rushes to a space because they think that's how you get rich quick. I usually go the opposite direction when that happens. You know what I mean?
So
So
are you involved in like crypto at all or stocks at all?
no,
Oh shit.
no, I don't think that's I think that's becoming like a prerequisite for everybody. But
To get involved in that. No, I mean even like young kids, like Lil Royce, he probably got Doge stock, I would imagine, just because of like his age group.
maybe I'm like I'm kind of old fashioned. Like I like to learn about things before I just go diving into it.
No, that's what's up. I was curious because to me, like I got into stocks last year at this time, right? A lot of shit happened during the pandemic. And I wasn't when I was hosting this show on Hip Hop DX, the breakdown, and one of the cameramen pro on there, we were doing like, you know, our last episode or something, and he started talking to us about the stocks and Robinhood and all this. It's like, man, you got to get in there. And in my brain, you know, I never was in stocks. I've never been involved. I don't know nothing about it. Like, I just thought that was just something that white people did, like in New York on Wall Street or whatever. I had no clue about any of that shit. So he convinced me to get in. I put some money in, like Tesla and a couple other things that he suggested. And over the course of the year, that money that was just sitting in the bank doing nothing turned into a lot more money. And I was like, damn, this is interesting. How come we hadn't been involved in this shit like sooner? And then once again, the cryptocurrency shit, I've been hearing that shit for years. Every time somebody starts talking to me about it, it becomes like womp 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 womp. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Yeah, that's good for you. Whatever. I don't care, right? Learned about that shit, jumped in the Doge, and it was very lucrative very quickly. And I was just like, yo, they've been keeping this from us all these years. You can make this much money by doing nothing? How did I not know about this?
I don't know. I don't know if that's how I would describe it. That you can make money this easy by doing nothing. I mean,
well, you gotta have money to make money, right? You can't, like, you gotta have money. Here's the thing: you need resources, which is money, and you also need education, which is knowledge, right? If you got the knowledge, if you got the right people that's telling you the knowledge, but you don't have the resources, you can't win. If you got the resources, but you don't have the knowledge, you can't win. You need the knowledge and the resources to coalesce, and the amalgamation of things that you have to come together, and then that's when you get the fruits of the labor. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, Pro gave me this tip about Doge when it was before everybody jumped on it. And he put his entire life's investment into this thing. Everything. He maxed out credit cards. He did everything. He put it all in there. Man, do you know that this man is a millionaire now? He made like over $2 million, like within months. What do you have to say about that, Mr. Skeptical?
Oh no, I'm not skeptical. I mean, I have a firm understanding of how investment works. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like, I just get a little leery when I hear people talking about it like it's like a fucking, like it's just, especially something like digital currency and fucking stock, like the stock market. Shit be crashing.
Yeah,
it's a gamble.
True.
It's a gamble.
It's a big gamble.
But like you said, it's just about educating yourself. I don't think it's information that's being kept from us. I just think it's just information that we're not privy to. It's not like a part of our curriculum or nothing like that. So if you somehow can come across somebody that can put you up on game, then yeah, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, you can try your hand at it. But I think the problem with our community when it comes to shit like that is we don't always see the value and the importance of sharing that information with each other, because it's always like a competitive spirit first, it seems like. You know what I'm saying? So like, if motherfuckers just started seeing the value and making sure that we sharing information with each other, then, you know, if you can do it, I can do it. If you can learn it, I can learn it. A lot of these things, people don't even look at it, because they either think it's confusing or something they can't learn, or they don't, you know, people don't feel a part of that shit. You know, like that digital currency world is a whole nother world.
Right.
And I'm familiar with that world. I know a lot of people in that world, and I know for sure that they look down on people in that world. They look down on people who go rush into that world because they see people are making money right now.
Yeah, they don't like it. They're traditionalists. Like, my friends that are really into the shit, like they into the Bitcoin, and they call Doge like shit coins, right? They get mad. First of all, let me address one thing. With when you said that we kind of have this mentality, this preeminence, this mentality of competition. I think we've had that since we were kids, like playing pick 'em up, mess 'em up, like playing fucking Super Mario Brothers, whatever. We just had this mentality that we grew up having anyway. It's just this competitive nature. But in this sense, the more people you tell, the better it is for you. So my boy Pro, all right, yeah, he gave me the tip, right? He gave me the tip, and that tip made me a lot of money, more money than I ever had in my life, right? But it also was killing two birds in one stone, because by him telling me that was definitely a lob and a lookout for me, but it also was a lookout for him, because he know that if he tell me, I have like assets to be able to put more money in than like some of his other friends, which actually makes the shit go up, which makes him money. So it actually was, you know, in the competitive things, it's not like something that you can keep from everybody else because you just wanted yourself, even though you would want that. But the more people you tell and the more people that know makes it go higher. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to address that. But yeah, the traditionalists, bruh, they hate this because they're like, this coin has no utility. It's like a Ponzi scheme. So they don't like it because it's not the traditional way. It's like if an actor been acting his whole life and he went to college and graduate school and he studied and he went and took classes and he auditions and he works his ass off to get somewhere, and then somebody who ain't never did nothing just got some followers off of Instagram and now they in fucking movies as the top guy. Those actors are going to feel some kind of way about it because that's just how it is. It's like you didn't work to get here mentality.
Who created that coin?
Dogecoin?
Mm-hmm.
It was a meme that was created, I think, in 2013 or 14, just to make fun of Bitcoin. And then Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, started to promote this meme that was a joke, and that joke turned into a reality, or it's turning into. But here's the flip side of it. Right now, it is at a crash. So it was just really high at like 80 cents, and then it just, after he went on SNL, the shit just plummeted precipitously all the way back down to like 43 cents. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to just keep it and hold it because I know it's going to go back up. But there are probably a lot of people that are scared because, when you lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day, that can like trigger you to get scared and leave out of there.
Who the fuck's in a position to lose $100,000 in a day?
Oh, I've lost almost $500,000 in the last 2 days.
Well, you an actor.
No, I know, but there's
people. I'm talking about regular people.
but there's but think about the people that hear about it because the rappers talking about it, Snoop Dogg's talking about it, Meek Mill jumps in and said, "Yo, I just threw $50,000 in Doge." Like it becomes like a cool thing, and then you start putting your whole check and your whole investment to you. If that's all you got is however much you got, and you put your nest egg into that, and then it just does a drop like that, you like fuck, But I believe in this coin, so I feel like it's going to go back up. It's not like a GameStop. Huh?
I can tell you sound like a fucking Dogecoin infomercial.
I sound like I'm trying to sell it.
Sound like a fucking. I'm like, yeah, my brother really likes this coin. I see.
Hey man, this coin is like, I don't know, it's new. It's new and it's exciting to me, and I've never been involved in this type of shit before. So before, I just go on my phone, I check Instagram every second. Now, nigga, I got like 5 different places of stock stuff that I check before anything else. And so that's like the newest thing that's in my life. And I was just curious if you was involved in it. Cause you kind of mercurial, bro. You can't put your hand on Royce. Like you can't just know exactly where you're gonna stand. I assumed that you wouldn't get the vaccination, but I didn't know that for sure. I just assumed it just because like your political stance of why you wouldn't do it. But there's certain things I wouldn't know where you would stand.
What political stance? What political stance did I take?
well, maybe that was the wrong word. Maybe I shouldn't have said political stance, but I just feel like you seem like the type of person that would feel like there's something not right with these vaccinations, and there's like some other machination that's happening with them trying to force everybody to get it.
Oh,
I feel
like a conspiracy theorist?
Yeah, for sure.
You think I'm a conspiracy theorist?
You're not like Mouse. I don't think you Mouse. But I definitely feel like you like, nah, that's okay. No, I don't want to do it. I was surprised that Afion said he wasn't going to do it, because they basically are fomenting us and exhorting us to get it by saying, all right, if you want to travel, you know, like next year, I gotta leave for 6 months to go do this movie in London. Now, in order for me to be able to travel and to be able to, you know, make my money and to be on this set or whatever, like, I'm going to need to be vaccinated. So that's kind of how they, for me. So I'm wondering, like, why? I'm wondering why he's saying he's not gonna get it. Like, he an actor. They trying to put the stipulations to make us have to do it. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you don't have to get it.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah, and then suffer.
Oh man, suffer. That's a loaded word.
That's my favorite word.
Especially in the same context as the vaccination.
So you do think some shit, this is a ruse?
I think it's all perspective, man. Like, I noticed that it's all broken down into different groups in terms of ideology, right? You got your academic motherfuckers who hang their hat in life, period, on science. Like, their whole thing is just based around science. They feel like it's facts. Just trust the science. Just trust the science. And I understand why they feel how they feel. Me, on the other hand, I'm not an academic, but I'm intelligent enough to where I can comprehend anything that an academic can comprehend. You know what I mean? Like, I may not be able to articulate it the same way, but I understand what I'm researching. But I use more of my instincts, and I judge situations off just the situation. America is just a situation, bro. Like, America there's nothing historically has ever happened in America that would indicate that they're like hunting you down to give you something that's going to help you. Like, nothing. As far as black people, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about as far as black people. Like, historically, like, the things that I'm concerned about that has happened to us, like us being used as test dummies and shit like that, I can't say that that's what's happening now. I could say that it's happened before. So it's not like it's stopping me from getting it. It's just like, it's nothing there that would make me consider it. Like, what reason do I have to trust? And then as far as science, the things that made me skeptical as far as the history of America, none of these things have anything to do with science. It's all about America's history and corruption. You know, like the Tuskegee experiment didn't really have much to do with science. And the scientists that were there told us something to mislead us, to get us to take it. And then we found out the hard way after suffering that we were being misled into something totally different. And it's been that way. Nothing's changed.
But that was like, for us. Like,
yeah, for black, I'm talking about for black people.
Black people. But this is for everybody. So it's not like they're like, here, this is for you guys, try this out. This is for everybody. Everybody's trying this out.
Yeah, but how did you arrive at that place? That what you just said? What makes you think that?
Because everyone's taking a vaccination, not just black people.
Okay, I understand that, but how are you able to determine that, like, you don't think that they're able to, like, target groups of people and, like, do things, and there can be agendas interwoven into making people take the vaccine? Like, like, if you get vaccinated at the hospital, right? Like, each unit of those are commissioned, right? They commission those. So it's like they are incentivized to make you feel like you need this. They'll tell you, Like, and since the doctor is wearing a white coat, he's a white man, and he's a decorated fucking academic, you hand your child over to him and you trust him with your life. But then you go through life and then you find out that you didn't need that vaccination. They wanted you to have it. Not to say you didn't benefit from it or you didn't reap the benefits of some sort of protection from something. Like, that's not a possibility, but there are people who have never been vaccinated at all. So don't tell me I need to be vaccinated or else I'm in some sort of imminent danger if that's not the truth. You know what I mean? Not to say that I'm anti-vax. I'm not anti-vax. I'm not so easy. I don't trust easy. And if there's no reason for me to take it, then I'm not going to consider doing something that it's not necessary for me to do.
Do you acknowledge that we suffered the most from COVID?
Of course.
So you acknowledge that we.
Of course, I acknowledge it. I'm not in denial about anything. That's even proving my point. Because the reason why we suffer more is because we have the most underlying pre-existing conditions. And those conditions are caused from things that they've been pushing on to us, like they're pushing on the vaccine onto us. Where's the alternative to all of these added sugars and fucking all of these genetically modified fruits that hold no nutritional value? That's the first option in the grocery stores that's readily available to us. Where was your contingency plan then? You weren't fucking intentional about fixing me then. So why should I believe that you're gonna fix me now? Like, the more you want me to have it, the more I don't want it. I don't want it because you want me to have it too bad. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not like advocating for people to not take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not claiming to be any sort of expert, but facts are facts. No scientist has said that it's gonna prevent you from catching the virus or spreading it. You still got to wear your mask. So what the fuck would I even consider doing something like that for? And if it's just about science, just as many scientists are telling you that it's cool for you to take it, I can find you just as many scientists who will tell you don't ever touch that shit. So I mean, that's loaded and broken down into it all comes down to agenda at that point.
So what's the alternative then?
The people at the helm of developing and distributing these vaccines, those people aren't scientists. They're associated with eugenics. Eugenics is population control. So I can delve into as many conspiracies as I feel like it. But if the shit is white and it's liquid, it's milk. So that's how I look at it. I don't overthink it. You know what I mean?
What's the alternative? If you're saying that it's taking the majority of us, I mean, obviously we don't want us to keep being the ones that's just dying nonstop. What is the alternative to this pandemic that is happening? I mean, do you believe in it?
It's an eye opener for niggas to get healthy, man. Just get healthy. True. Just get healthy. There's nothing designed in this space to fix you. Nobody's making any decisions in legislation and fucking in any system that's set up that's for your best interest. That's just, it's cool for peace of mind if you want to sit around and believe that, if it makes you feel better, if it gets you through your day. It's just like religion. You know, some people need to subscribe to things in order to just have peace of mind and to be able to deal. They need to be able to pray to something. They need to be able to believe something, you know, like, and just really with me is nothing historically that you can point to that would say, okay, we're going to do this for the best, with the best interest of everybody in mind. We're going to put this before capitalism. We're going to put this before any agenda that you can think of. We really need to do right by the people this time. There's nothing that has ever happened in America that can fucking speak to that. Like we got these motherfuckers on TV right now saying America is not a racist country. And they say we have progressed in this country because look, we have a black woman that's a vice president. And I say, yes, you are correct. The people have progressed in this country and the people have spoken and they voted her into that seat. But if she gets in that seat and she's a Democrat and then there's another black guy that's a Republican and they never agree on anything because it's left and it's right. You got conflicting opposite ideologies. And the one thing that they can come together and stand in solidarity on and agree on and give a harmonious quote, it's America is not a racist country. So if the system is making them feel like it's not in their best interest to tell the truth about the one thing that you need to be truthful about in order to even address the problem, then how has the system progressed? Because racism is not about the people. It's not about niggas, them calling us niggas and shit. We way past that point. It's about the systems that are in place that are not changing, not even a little bit. All of the energy is going into making it appear to be better. They're putting band-aids over bullet wounds and nothing is changing. So now we to the point where it's like people are jumping up and down about introducing critical race theory into curriculums. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So the next step is to just do everything we can to make people feel as uncomfortable as possible about even talking about shit like slavery. You're not going to see that happen with the Holocaust. You're not going to see that happen with 9/11. You're not going to see that happen with anything other than with black people. Asian people got attacked a couple times and they got a crime bill passed like that. You know what I mean? Like, when we say Black Lives Matter and shit like that, they come up with phrases to retort that, and then they weaponize them. So now we got motherfucking culture. What is it called? Woke culture, BLM. They totally just demonized that whole thing. It was just a phrase that said "Our lives matter." That's it. They turned that into some whole other shit, just like they did critical race theory. You should hear racist white people explaining to other people what critical race theory is. They make that shit sound like some shit that I don't even want my child learning. You know what I mean? And then you got people on the opposite side that explain what it is in a totally different way. By the time they done trivializing it and making it so fucking complicated and confusing, no school is going to want to teach it.
Right.
And I don't fucking care. Because you know what? I don't feel comfortable with a white person teaching my child about fucking slavery anyway. And I don't care what you teach your kid, because that's none of my fucking business. That's your decision, your choice as a parent. And good luck with that. By sending your child out into a world that is still exactly the same, nothing's gonna change. You can change narrative. You can shelter people from information. You can pretend like things don't exist, but as soon as they jump off of that porch, they're gonna quickly learn that America is not only racist, but it's gonna chew you up and spit you out if you are in any way socially crippled or just lacking certain information and tools. If you're not armed with all of the information that you can have, and you are yourself not a critical thinker in certain situations, you can be getting discriminated against and not even know it, because your mother or father decided that they wanted you to be naive and they wanted to protect you from things. You can't protect your child from the LGBTQ community. Like, it's not even a conversation of probability. Like, when they jump off the porch, they are going to engage with gay people. That's a guarantee. So what is the problem? You know what I mean? Like, if you socially insensitive, if you have no idea about the plight of black people, what we've been through in the history, and you have no concept of there being a reason for everything, how can you even be socially sensitive when you're talking to a black person? Can you go work at a record label? Can you go work at a record label? How can you talk to a rapper? How can you talk to a rapper if you have no idea that slavery even existed? You finding out in passing by looking on the internet. Because it's not like niggas ain't gonna keep getting killed by the police on the internet. Everybody's child is gonna grow up seeing that any fucking way. So what difference does it make if they're privy to critical race theory? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like some sweep it under the rug type shit, instead of just trying to take steps to fix it. And it's just like, whatever. You ever met my man Brian, my young dog, my engineer? He was engineering, he produced.
I don't know. I met one engineer when I was there before you started.
Listen. He grew up in Farmington, like Royce. He grew up in Farmington, around all white kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, his mom decided we gonna raise him to not see color. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna raise him to be colorblind, because that's another new anecdotal phrase that everybody is throwing around, right? So
Yeah.
So, you know, he's raised to see the good in all people. You know what I mean? Like, white people don't want to be made to feel like their kids have to feel guilty because they're being labeled as having some sort of privilege that other people don't have, and some sort of opportunities that other people don't have. And then black kids are being raised, basically being taught to have a victim's mentality. So what that's going to do is make them not want to work as hard, because they're not going to have any faith in the system. It's like a big ass racket, right?
Right.
Whatever. So my man grew up in Farmington. He grew up around white kids. He was real cool with white kids. They was real cool with him. They liked him. He liked them. But for some reason, they decided that they were going to call him Fudge. And that was going to be his nickname. He was the token black kid in the crew. And they called him Fudge for 3 years. Used to call him Fudge and laugh amongst each other while they calling him Fudge. And he had no fucking idea until he looked at it retroactively and thought to himself, like, them motherfuckers was attacking me that whole time. And that's the reason why kids shouldn't be sheltered from things. I'll give you another example. I was on the phone with Keno recently, and his daughter was on a Zoom in school and at the crib, but on Zoom in class. And he just happened to walk by the room and hear the teacher talking about the Breonna Taylor case. And the teacher was like, yes, so she died. The officers were not charged because they didn't commit any crimes. They were well within their right to shoot her. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time because
The teacher said this?
her boyfriend is a known drug dealer, and she was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and sometimes that happens.
Wow. Wow.
So it's like, it don't matter if critical race theory is a part of the curriculum or not. Whoever's translating that shit is going to give your children their reason how they see the fucking world. So who cares? You know, it's been so long and nothing has been fixed. White people are tired of hearing about the shit. They're tired of hearing black people complain about the same thing. They just want niggas to be quiet now. And that's just where we at with everything.
So, kids, if you learned anything today, Royce is not getting vaccinated.
What reason would I have to do that?
Yo, Royce, what are you watching right now? Are you watching anything? Do you watch TV? You watch shows? You watch movies?
I ain't watched nothing lately. I was watching Snowfall for a minute, but
And you stopped?
yeah, I couldn't really get into it like that.
Damn. Shit.
I think it's good though. They ruined it for me, man.
Who is
Niggas? Niggas.
Oh, because they told you, or because they they revere it too much.
Yeah, man. They started saying it's better than The Wire. Maul was saying it's better than The Wire. That's blasphemy.
So because of what the audience said, it ruined your experience of watching it?
I don't watch Power either.
Wait, you don't watch the new Power or the old one with Amari?
I don't watch no Power.
Wow. So what do you watch anything? Do you go to the movies?
The Wire.
The Wire's been off for 15 years. What do you watch current? Do you watch
house.
The Godfather of Harlem?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't really get into it though. I thought that was pretty good.
So what do you like?
I just named a whole bunch of shit that I like.
No. You named The Wire, which was 15 years ago. I'm talking about like currently. You didn't say like Better Call Saul or like. Do you only watch?
You mean do I stay up on what's current?
Yeah, and do you only watch the Black experience on TV or movies?
No.
So give me a show that is not a predominantly Black show that you enjoy and you watch.
I like Friends.
Bro, this century, Royce. I'm talking about now.
That was the last white people show that I got into.
You know when Friends came out, I was in high school.
What I got to do with anything? It's classic. Why are you asking me this?
Because I want to know what interests you when you watch TV and films? I'm trying to see like how big your palette is in your entertainment when it comes to, first of all, if you, because I've known you to not really watch a lot of movies and TV, so I didn't know if that changed or not.
No, there was times where I watched a lot of TV and shit like that. I don't go sit down in front of the TV and like tell myself I need to watch some white shit so I can fucking expand my palate. Shit just got to be good, man. You know what I mean? It's got to be good. I'm not easily entertained by shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not easily entertained by obligatory black shit. Sometimes that shit just be too much for me. And then like those slave movies and shit like that, I can't watch that shit, man. I can't watch that shit.
Right.
It just triggers me.
Do you watch any comedies? Anything that's funny?
Yeah, funny stuff. I love Dave Chappelle. I watch anything that he a part of.
Yeah, but Dave Chappelle kind of fits in alignment of where your brain works. Like his comedy, him and Chris Rock, they got like a certain type of comedy that I feel like fits in the narrative that you live in. Not like Kevin Hart talks about like his family, like him personal. So you might not really be into that because, you know, but Dave Chappelle talks about like our people. And he makes it funny, but sometimes he don't even be making jokes. He just be talking factual stuff that happens to be funny. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's just entertaining. It's entertaining to watch him work. I'm very intrigued by the way that he's mastered the art of finding the right words. Like it's very interesting to me that like Paul Mooney can say something and Dave Chappelle can say the exact same thing, but Dave Chappelle will choose words that are disarming. And Paul Mooney will choose words that may trigger you. That's interesting to me, but I don't just go looking for social commentary either. I mean, I like important shit. I like things that I like thought-provoking things, and I like things that matter. I don't like shit that that's just I don't like waste of time shit. Like I don't like meaningless energy. Like I don't like looking at beef shit. I don't like looking at niggas arguing with each other and just that lo-fi shit. I don't like the way it make me feel. It's no real like. It's no redeeming qualities in that shit. You know what I mean? Like you don't walk away from it feeling like. I just feel like if I allow that shit to go into my brain, I just wasted like a whole bunch of valuable time. I feel like I need to send somebody a fucking invoice for my time back. But I like Kevin Hart. I like the last thing Kevin Hart did in his basement that everybody was talking shit about. I thought that was cool.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, I liked it. I like Coming to America. I was just talking to Fish about that.
You like that too?
Yeah, why not?
See what I'm saying? See how mercurial this man is? This is what I was just explaining, bro. It's like some things you can just know, all right, Royce is going to be like into this. But then sometimes he's just a wild card. I have not really heard people say that they like Coming to America or that Kevin Hart special, and you like both of them.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Well, I also don't see the upside and publicly going out of your way to let Kevin Hart know, you know, that you thought that his special sucked. I think that's weak as fuck. You know what I mean? And I think, yeah, he has other stand-up specials that are better than that one. But like, I'm not watching none of these things and claiming to be like an expert. I don't understand why somebody can subscribe to something and then just start watching it. And, you know, as soon as they feel like they know enough about it, because they've been watching it long enough, now they can instruct everybody on what they should like and what they shouldn't like.
But what if they're big fans? What if they're like very big fans of the franchise of Coming to America of Kevin Hart, and they feel like that this did not represent what they were a fan of?
That's cool. I mean, shit, I'm a big fan of the franchise.
And you thought that it was
Coming to America. The new one didn't represent the first one at all. It was like night and day. But I looked at it a different way. I looked at it like Eddie Murphy is just at an age, man, where it's like he doesn't want to do like he doesn't want to associate his name at the age that he's at now with just regular like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's probably thinking like, man, I don't want to say this. I don't want to convey this kind of message. I don't want to paint black people as looking like this. I don't want to do that. It just looked way more It looked way more responsible. So I just looked at it as that. Some of the parts I chuckled. Some of the parts was boring. Whatever. As long as you don't watch it like trying to compare it to the first one and somehow feel like they're gonna raise the bar all these years later. That's not realistic.
That's hard to do. That's hard to. It's almost like if he came out with a stand-up special, it's very difficult to not compare this new stand-up special to Raw or to Delirious, because that's what our brain does. Our brain just automatically compares things to what we know. And when you have Coming to America 2 that finally comes after all of these years, it's very difficult to not associate the two.
It depends on how you do it, man. It's all art, you know? Like if I'm the creator, then I should have control over how you react to things. Like that's like a power that we overlook sometimes, that we have, and we can do things properly. Like if you open up your computer and you go to YouTube and you see Black Thought sitting at a radio station in front of a microphone, your mind is automatically gonna go to, he better murder this. But like if he puts out a song and like the beat is like going in another direction and he's using a tone that you haven't heard and he's talking about something you're not accustomed to hearing him talk about, then you're not gonna look to him to kill anything. You're gonna listen to it for what it is. Like like fucking like Jay-Z is known for many things, right? Like when you heard like Song Cry, Girls, 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 you didn't turn that on and go, shit, he ain't killing it. You was more into like the story. You was more into the feel. That's like true. It's certain vibes, it's certain ways that you can attack a beat lyrically, and certain cadences and flows that you can use, and certain ways that you can use your spacing that can literally have somebody head nodding and not really be as hung up on the words as they would be if, let's say, you were flipping. You know what I'm saying?
Because Girls, Girls, Girls is actually one of my favorite Jay-Z songs. And that has nothing to do with why and how you like Jay-Z.
Yeah, but he murdered it. It's an M1. It's just done the right way. You know what I mean? It's an M1.
Well, I implore you to, in your downtime, once Wednesday comes, to check out this Upshaw's thing. I don't know if you're a fan of Mike Epps.
I love Mike Epps.
Okay. I don't know if you're a fan of Wanda Sykes, but I love her.
I love Wanda Sykes.
Well, then you have to be a fan of Kim Fields, because we the same age. And so
you talking about Tootie?
Yes.
What you talking about? Yes. Why would I not be a fan of Tootie?
Right.
Who else?
Yeah, I think you're a fan of Paige Kennedy, so you should definitely
check he in this.
Yeah, that nigga's in there.
Oh man, fuck! They got that nigga doing in
there. He a nigga that just got out of prison for.
Why they always putting you in them roles, man?
No, but because look at me, bro. I look like a nigga that just got out of prison.
No, you do not.
Listen, kind of. to corporate, to Hollywood, I look like that was Wanda's thing. She said, you know, I never said this out loud, but like when it was between me and Afion getting this part, and she said that I look like a nigga that just got out of prison today. And, you know, he a smaller person, so he looked like if he was in prison, some other things might have happened to
So
him.
what role is Afion playing? Like, what's his role on
No,
that?
he's not in it. It was me and him going for the same role.
Oh, so you're telling me you beat Afion? Okay, I'm sorry.
See, there you go with the.
I'm sorry,
You know
I misunderstood you. My bad. My bad. My bad.
You know how many times Afion took roles from me? But listen, I'm saying it had nothing to do with the funny. It had everything to do with the physical attributes. And because I look like, when you say this nigga just did 7 to 10, if you look at the two of us, one of us, you could see that if you watching a TV show. So yeah, that nigga Paige Kennedy is in there. So you should it's funny, bro.
They got you yelling in there?
Nah, I'm playing a different character than I played.
You sticking guns in everybody's face again?
Nah, it's a comedy. This dude went to jail and found God. So now I'm like this big, tough ass dude, but now I'm like saying Bible quotes and I'm like a nice guy on there. It's the juxtaposition of the two, of what I look like based off of, you know, how I am. And Mike is steady trying to get me to be how I was before, but now, you know, I've changed my life over. So nah, I play my character. You will have like a congeniality with my character. And I like that, you know. I like to be likable.
What do you mean congeniality? I'm slow. I don't know what those words mean.
Congenial, like you will have like you will enjoy this guy. Like you will have like some type of like friendship, good feeling, warm feeling when you watch him. You know what I'm saying? Like you will feel some kind of way. There's some characters you like, I don't care for him, or I don't like him, or it could be the antagonist. But when you see my character, I think you kind of like him. Cause
that's good, man. I'm glad that you sound like excited and like really proud of what you represented in it. Did you see footage already?
Yeah, they actually sent they actually sent me the full like the full thing to watch before.